You got to be careful. Flag alert.
New concerns being raised today from sports medicine experts about the early warning signs of concussion.
Medical reporter Liz Bonus joins us now to share details on why they're asking us to pay close attention to timing. Liz.
Good afternoon. The timing part of a new warning as we learn more about one of the top injuries in athletics, this busy football season especially. We wanted to ask the experts at Tri-Health to share more about what they call the delayed concussion symptoms.
We now know that you can have a concussion without ever directly hitting your head. You don't have to lose consciousness. Sometimes concussion symptoms won't pop up for hours, up to a day.
Dr. Emily Dixon runs a program called Heads Count. It teams up with high school coaches and team medical providers to give students baseline testing prior to the start of an athletic season. If a concussion is then suspected, her team recommends a follow-up, but then also has a comparison. She says there's two important things that parents should know. The first is that helmets protect against injury, but not necessarily concussions.
We do know that helmets help prevent skull fractures and other things like that, but they do not prevent concussions.
The second is that repeat concussions can happen in any sport. And a recent study by the NCAA found when it comes to the incidence of concussions in athletic sports,
the highest one was, of course, ice hockey, because that's a very physical sport. And actually, women's soccer was the next highest incidence of concussion.
So you're not suggesting that we don't put kids in sports where they could hit a head or have a concussion?
No, absolutely. I mean, we want kids to be active and healthy and athletic, but we want people to be smart about it. There's no magic number of if you have 3 concussions, you can never play contact sports again. But we do know now that if you start getting up into 4 or 5 concussions, and each concussion you have, it takes you longer and longer to get back to your sport, that's where we really need to think about these kids' future.
Now, she says if you'd like to have your student have a baseline evaluation or you think they've had a concussion, you can find out more about this Heads Count program by calling 513-246-7953. Or, as always, we welcome your questions for providers at Tri-Health. Just go to local12.com. Her thought, by the way, to maybe ask about another sport if somebody's having repeat concussions.